So at the very end of Warrior 4, Steve came out and announced that you, Wardlow, will be taking on the Machine, Brian Cage, for the Warrior Wrestling Championship. On May 12th, Warrior 5, I gotta know what your thoughts are.
My thoughts are, I'm in a position that I should be in. I'm in a position that I've worked for. And in January, I made my debut in Warrior Wrestling. And I dominated the freelance free-for-all. I pinned 4 people in under a minute?
Yeah.
Tonight, I went to war with Moose, victorious. May 12th, Brian Cage. You have finally met your match. It is time for you to meet Mr. Mayhem. And I'm the only guy to get the job done.
So you heard it here first, folks. May 12th, Warrior 5. Are we going to see a Warrior Rising in Wardlow?
Sky's not the limit. There is no limit. My potential is limitless. I am undeniable. I am absolutely unbelievable. Brian Cage has no idea what's coming.
Thank you very much.
This Sunday, May 12th, Chicago, Illinois, Warrior Wrestling. It was supposed to be first time ever. Cage versus Wardlow. Machine versus Wild Animal. Swolverine versus Psycho Superman. But now I hear the Machine has malfunctioned. The Machine needs repaired. So Cage, I expect you to do the right thing and walk into Chicago this Sunday and hand me my heavyweight championship. Because let's get something straight. It doesn't matter if you were running at 100% efficiency. I would rip you limb from limb, piece by piece, wire by wire. I would tear that entire building down and walk out with that championship. So do the smart thing. Because if I have to, I will introduce you to Mr. Mayhem. And I will break the Machine beyond repair. No matter what happens this Sunday, you are looking at the new Warrior Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Bet.
Cut the music here. Let's turn some lights on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look at this thing. Look at this cage. Who's excited, huh? Now I appreciate everybody coming out here on Mother's Day. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but seeing you all don't like me anyway, they figured who better to come out here and rain on the parade a little bit. Tonight I was scheduled to face Eddie Edwards in this cage. That's what my contract says. Eddie Edwards in this cage here tonight. Unfortunately, Eddie Edwards is not here tonight. I know. One of the drawbacks of following hardcore legend Tommy Dreamer and his diet plan, unfortunately, is you might get some food poisoning. See, that doesn't happen when you're vegan. I've never been sick. You don't know what that's like. There ain't no vegans in here. Vegans only have one shit. Not 3, sir. So unfortunately, if there's no Eddie Edwards, you know what that means? There's no Cage. So unfortunately, the way this show's going to start tonight is going to be a little boring because we're going to have all the students come out and take this cage down. But I'll keep you guys entertained. I'll do a better rendition of the national anthem because there's no cage tonight. That's very understandable. We got help to do that. We got a bunch of jobbers. We got some kids who come out and take this cage off. There's no cage in here. Any anniversary here. You don't need to be out here, okay? You got You said there's no cage here tonight, and yes, I may not be 100%, but it looks like my cage is right here, like in person. Nobody better. You said a few things out here too. Last time I checked, I'm not vegan, and I only have one chin. Also, you asked, who better than Austin? Well, everybody knows that. The real question is, who better than Brian Cage, huh? Oh, really? You're better. Well, for somebody who calls himself, what was that name for like 3 months? The Belt Collector? I mean, it looks like you're missing a couple of these. I think one of these used to know pretty well too. So, no, just wait, hold on, don't get your butt hurt, all right? Come here. You said there's no cage, there's a Brian cage right here. We already had the cage set up. It's a waste of time for the people to see the cage get taken down without having a cage match. So how about we have a cage inside a cage? So you think you come out and you insult me, and you might insult me, then I'm going to give you what you want. You're right, I didn't know that title. The last time I was worth something was when I had it, right? They actually had a TV deal then. Now where you guys are? I gotta find you on the internet somewhere? Don't sit here trying to mix words with me, dude. You're a lot of things, but smart's not one of them. So I tell you what. You want me to put my body on the line, non-contractually, and agree to something I don't have to do? You want you and me in this cage right here, right now, for these people? What's in it for me? What's in it for me? And I think you know the answer. You got it in your hands. I'll take that one. I mean, I had the authority to defend that one anytime I want. I don't think you do. So sure, I'll take that one. I'll take that one tonight. You and me, if you're willing to put the Warrior Wrestling title on the line right here, right now, I will face you in this cage. Is that what you guys want, huh? The hell out of here. I'm a fighting champion. You want the title on the line, Austin? I have no problem whooping your ass in this cage and claiming my title. What's this? Forget about someone. Listen, I ain't got no problem with you, but I came here for one purpose tonight, and that was destroy the machine
beyond repair. So I don't care if you want to join in. I don't care if the whole locker room wants to join in. I'm getting the job done once and for all.
Well, that's cool. I want you in outside, and after I win the title, you can come in and destroy me wherever you want. I got a title match right now, okay? That's gonna...
I don't know if you saw the poster or saw the contract, but I have a title match tonight.
We're gonna say, I'm not a man, I'm a machine. Let's make it a triple threat, boys. Did I tell you how stupid he was, dude? Did I tell you you have everything he has except you have one more thing, you got intelligence. And I told you it'd be super easy to trick this dumbass to get in this room here tonight and put the title on in this cage with you and me, didn't I? Right? You're so predictable, dude. I've been doing this 20 years now. This guy's one of the most predictable guys I know. So you know what, Ryan? I appreciate you got a big heart and you want to give these people what they want to see. Unfortunately, when you say it's going to be like a triple threat match, it's really not. It's going to be like more like a handicap match.
Oh, man, oh, man. Apparently we are underway here. Welcome to Warrior Wrestling 5. Rich Bocchini alongside Nick Hausman, and we're starting things off inside a steel cage. The Warrior Wrestling Championship is on the line, and scheduling changes. Nick, we'll try to get you caught up here in just a second, but most importantly here, the title's on the line, and an injured Brian Cage, essentially in a 2-on-1 situation here.
Yeah, it's a very precarious situation here for Brian Cage. You know, of course, he was injured in Impact Wrestling's Rebellion, dealing with a back injury. Not sure if he's going to be at 100% here tonight. I guess we'll find that out here in this bout, but definitely puts him with the odds against him here with that back injury and two very healthy men there in Wardlow and Austin Aries in the cage.
Austin Aries was supposed to battle Eddie Edwards in a cage match. Eddie unable to compete today, and typical Austin Aries, right? Trying to throw the bait out there for Brian Cage, as he said, trying to get everybody to believe that I'm not going to compete today. This isn't on my contract.
Oh, you know, that's Austin Aries. That's what he does. He plays mind games here. And right now he seems to be the captain of the ship. You know, he sometimes wears that captain's hat to the ring because he is working very well with Wardlow, but it looks like finally Cage here is starting to build some momentum after being beaten down here early in the match.
So Austin Aries essentially talked himself into a title opportunity, and Wardlow, who thought he was going to go one-on-one with Brian Cage, getting himself involved in this matchup as well. And perhaps Aries and Wardlow, it seems like, based on what Aries said at the start here, it seems like they're working together.
Well, and, you know, that's good strategy, though. You know, and on Wardlow's part, good for him. He brought up before this, you know, he had a contract for a match here tonight, Rich. That was written, signed, the ink is dried. He's entitled to be in this bout. Austin Aries is the one who lucked into a title opportunity here tonight. And, yeah, you know, good strategy on the part of Aries and Wardlow. If you're going to be in there with a guy like Brian Cage, a machine like Brian Cage, you're going to want to have to take him down and settle your differences mano a mano once you get Cage out of the picture.
Discus five-arm there by Austin Aries, and Wardlow with that full Nelson locked in on the Warrior Wrestling Champion, and a heavy slap right across the chest by Aries.
Yeah, you know, look at him. Austin Aries here now while Wardlow is got that full Nelson on Brian Cage. Austin Aries is trying to make his escape. Of course, that's one of the ways you can win a steel cage match. You either win by pinfall, submission, you walk out the door, you go up and over just like Austin Aries is doing here right now. And Brian Cage got a piece of him there, trying to pull him back into the ring. Aries.
Oh my God! Wardlow just spiked an already injured Brian Cage.
Yeah, and you got to know that that's going to be doing a lot of damage, especially like we said with that bad back of Brian Cage right now. But Austin Aries here abandoning the opportunity to leave the cage, to get back into the ring, confronting Wardlow.
Well, Aries obviously feels that the title is his. He feels like Wardlow is here to help him, and it was pretty clear from what we just saw. Wardlow's in this matchup to win the title for himself.
Yeah, I don't know why Aries would be jumping to any conclusions here that this Wardlow guy is going to be in his pocket, right? I mean, this is an every man for himself type situation. But you can look at Aries here right now again, going for that pinfall, almost challenging Wardlow to come at him. I can't imagine this dynamic here between these two is going to last that much longer.
They're barking at each other now.
So frustrating.
Well, in the meantime, Brian Cage, the Warrior Wrestling Champion, climbing back to his feet. To a vertical base. Oh, running double clothesline.
And there's that burst of energy that you're seeing from Brian Cage. You don't want to let him get to his feet. I don't understand why these two got so into jaw-jacking with one another, giving Brian Cage that time. Because now look at him, he's back on his feet, and he's very upset.
Austin Aries raking the champion's back, and kick right into the breadbasket.
A lot of history here between Aries and Brian Cage. These two have wrestled. Nice use of Aries as a weapon there.
Cage full steam ahead. Pounded away at Aries. And Wardlow taking some of that concussive effect as well.
Yeah, no kidding. Austin Aries, the back of his head looks like he's popping Wardlow right in the mouth there. Just like getting hit with a baseball bat when he gets you in the corner like that, Brian Cage does. Effective use there. Wardlow, he of the three competitors here, obviously one of the newer to the game. Impressive to see him utilizing every aspect of the cage here, using it as a weapon, trying to immobilize Brian Cage. And another great bit of teamwork there between sometimes friends in this match, Wardlow and Austin Aries.
Wardlow trying to set up Cage.
And Austin Aries is taking off. Looks like he accidentally took out Wardlow there with that discus forearm. Trying to regroup.
Brian Cage just plants Wardlow, and now setting up Austin Aries, Gorilla Press.
And throw him over the cage! Right into it. And out on his feet is Austin Aries.
Even with an injured back, the strength of Brian Cage is incredibly impressive, and right down on his tailbone goes Aries.
Just dumps him like a sack of potatoes.
Discus clothesline by the Warrior Wrestling Champion Brian Cage, and in the meantime, Austin Aries trying to escape. He's climbing up top, and Cage is there, and Aries got crotched.
Right in the grapefruits there. But that's the thing, is Brian Cage took a moment there, played to the crowd, was trying to get some of that energy, feel that crowd there, and while he's playing to him, Austin Aries went for an escape. That's...
boy.
He's paying for it now.
Oh my goodness, and Brian Cage.
And very dangerous for Brian Cage to be up that high there right now.
Wardlow scurrying up the other corner. Cage, all he has to do is hop down and hit the floor. And Cage wasted no time at all.
Up, over, and out. Brian Cage, obviously.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, and still Warrior Wrestling Champion, Brian Cage!
Well, an injured Brian Cage came in here today and very easily could have said, I cannot compete. My back is injured. I'm putting my health at risk. Instead, he comes in here, puts the title on the line, and despite a 2-on-1 disadvantage, Cage walks out of Chicago, still the Warrior Wrestling Champion. And I got a feeling that things could get heated here between Wardlow and Aries.
Well, of course, Austin Aries is going to think this wasn't his fault, right? He's got to pass the blame to somebody, Rich. But I think that somebody here is going to be Wardlow. And you're absolutely right about Brian Cage showing up here injured today, pushing through, showing you exactly how much Warrior Wrestling and that Warrior Wrestling Championship means to Brian Cage. he had the option of not having to be here tonight and defend that title. That was readily available to him, and he said, no, I have to be there for these fans. He's missing Mother's Day to be here right now. And look at him up there with the fans in the audience celebrating. This is the Warrior Wrestling Champion right here.
Now, there was a lot of talk whether or not Brian Cage would be able to compete here today, whether or not he would have to vacate the championship. There was some talk about that.
Yep. Never want to do that. If you've got the championship, you don't want to let that go. So I'm not surprised to see him here today, but again, I feel like the offer was on the table there for him to not have to compete considering how injured he is. Huge for him to show up, not only compete, but also win, especially in a hellacious match like a steel cage.
Brian Cage, your Warrior Wrestling Champion, retaining here inside the steel cage. And in the meantime,
oh, wait, look, Wardlow here stopping Aries from getting out of the ring, blocking that door. And the fans here not on the side of either man, I think it's safe to say.
Wardlow still doesn't want to let Aries out of there.
Aries here offering a gentlemanly handshake. The bout is over. He's just looking to get out of the cage.
We said it during the match. Aries very clearly thought that Wardlow was there to do his bidding. And Aries with a slap.
And he is off like a flying squirrel. Look at him move.
Wow.
Where was that during the match? He could be champion right now.
He's out of here. Aries is gone.
Wardlow out through the door, and he's making chase right now.